Doors and windows, biggest thing is, the door will always be square. The opening will not be, okay? Don't blame the door. It's the opening, okay? Doors and windows, same thing, okay? If you're having trouble opening and closing doors, if there are gaps like that are uneven, that's an indication. If they're sticky or something like that, if it's an older door that's been painted 40 times, that paint actually piles up, and same thing with windows, you'll end up painting them shut or make them, the latches be off. But gaps in the tops of windows, roll up the shades. If they're old wood windows and it's an older house, roll up the shades, open the windows, and look at that top sash where it meets and if it's off like that, if there's a little bit of a gap there, the house is settling, and it could be issues. You're going to get a little bit of that again. The houses move, but something big, just take note of it, okay?
So do you shim the door or the trim?
What I do?
Adjust the hinges?
Yeah, I adjust it. It depends on the door. If it's a wooden door, I'll shave it down. I'll take it off,
Right.
shave it down, and then adjust the hinges. You know, pull them out. A lot of times what I'll do, a wooden golf tee and some wood glue. Fantastic. Coat the golf tee in glue, nail it into the hole, the screw hole, wait about an hour, cut it off, you got brand new wood. And that way you can move the hinges a little bit, and yeah, and then you can move the hinges a little bit, go right back in there.
For smaller holes?
Wooden, yeah.
I don't get it.
I'll tell you later, Chris.
Wait, let me show you something. It's called my shocked face. If you've got screw holes in wood
Right.
from a hinge, and the screws won't hold anymore, for example, take the screws out, get a wooden golf tee,
Okay.
coat it with, shoot some wood glue into the hole, or and then tap, 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 leave it in there for about an hour, cut it off with some snips,
Okay.
you got brand new wood in the hole.
So then you can,
Then you can screw into it again.
space for a second.
Again. Yeah. Anybody?
It's gotta be a Tyson's office list.
Bingo. House of Mirror, the Hall of Mirrors. Questions, comments, concerns? Good? Okay.
Body, but.
Little story about that is actually a house in my hometown that I tried to buy, and they tore it down.
People.
Oh, they tore it down. Oh my God, yeah, big sandwich in the Colonial. It's probably 4 or 5 miles, and now it's gone. They're gonna put it. Yeah. Okay. Exterior components. We'll fly through this a little bit. Windows and doors, obviously. Siding, roofing, trim products, and some masonry. What's amazing to me is how much windows and doors affect the energy efficiency of a house. And the products are constantly changing. Even those that the windows that I put in 12, 13, 14 years ago are nowhere near as energy. They were top of the line then. They're nowhere near as energy efficient as the ones are now. Okay, and we'll talk a little bit about same thing, cost benefit analysis and stuff like that too. But I love this because you can never have too much insulation in the roof. You can never have good enough windows or doors or insulate the heck out of the walls. Okay. And then the last thing with this one is, people ask me all the time, if I want to do something on the outside, if I need a new roof and new siding and new windows and new doors, what do you do first? You do the roof. Everything you own is underneath that thing. Okay, period. Okay? So, with windows, this might be, you guys are probably well aware of this, but there are basically 3 types other than the metal commercial windows. You've got wood, fiberglass, and vinyl. The wood is the most expensive. It's the draw is it's paintable or stainable. It comes in. I mean, we've done cherry windows and all kinds of crazy stuff. But the bottom line is, if you've got a house that's 25 years old and with wood windows that are sticking, you put new wood windows in there 25 years from now, guess what's going to happen? They're going to stick. It's the nature of the material. Wood expands and contracts. Unless you're getting into a cherry or a mahogany or something like that, that's a true hardwood that's going to move very, very little. With pine, it's going to happen. Okay? So your alternative, the best alternative really to wood, if you want to paint your daughter's windows pink and your son's blue and all this kind of stuff, is fiberglass. Fully paintable. It has the expansion and contraction rate of glass, so it doesn't move. And they're very, very energy efficient, and they're middle of the road price-wise. And we'll get into pricing a little bit later on. And I think it's in there for your reference later. But so you can, again, okay, you got 20 windows. You turn it to a client, you're looking at about this much for wood, this much for fiber. Vinyl, I love the vinyl windows. The only drawback is once it's white, it's white.
Aren't they like,
Specifically designed. No,
crumbly or like
see, there is an ad
cracked?
on the radio and on TV right now that says cheap vinyl windows. Okay, it's an ad for another company that's pushing this FiberX stuff, which is really
That's what I heard on the way here.
yeah. Okay, FiberX it's a hot dog. It's sausage. What they do is they take a bunch of Anderson actually makes all their money on the wood windows. Well, all that scrap and sawdust, they take and throw it in a big vat. They mix it with some plastic and polymers and stuff, and it's like making a sausage. Out comes your frame, extruded, okay? So that ad says cheap vinyl. There's a big difference between us and cheap vinyl windows, absolutely. I would never go to the Depot and buy a window. I love the Depot. I buy screws and nails and some lumber there, and I mean, I'm to the point where people ask, they should come to me. They should pay me because I give more people directions around those places than anybody else. Oh, it's aisle 14, halfway down about eye level, no problem. But I will never buy a window, door, roofing material. They have the same shingles and stuff like that, but I buy it through a distributor and all that stuff.
So brand names again, Jim Weld,
Jill,
Anderson, Pella, what would you?
Marvin,
Seriously?
Marvin, Peachtree.
Okay.
That's okay, but here's the thing, they have all three of those, or you do Marvin Wood, Marvin Fiberglass, Marvin.
I do Marvin wood and Peachtree wood. Fiberglass, I do Marvin Fiberglass. And then vinyl, 99.9% of the vinyl windows that I've installed are made by Simonton. Simonton.
And then how about like looks wise, I mean, from an architectural standpoint, I don't like the ones that have the fake little mullions inside the glass. That just seems so low rent to me, and it may not be, it may be actually okay, but I just think it looks crappy.
Well, there are certain vinyl windows that will make what are called simulated divided lights. Okay, so there are true divided lights, which is,
That's what I like.
true
But that's not
divided,
efficient though, right?
true,
No, I don't, I pay somebody to do that.
true divided lights with double pane, low E argon are just as efficient as a single pane with low E argon. But what it is it's actually 6 little windows with their own little frames and their own spacers and everything like that are set inside the frame. Incredibly expensive. Incredibly expensive, okay?
Like
Then what they do is what are called simulated divided lights. So it's, instead of 6 little little windows, it's 1 sheet of glass. But then they take the grids and they put them on, they glue them on the outside, they glue them on the inside, and then they put a fake spacer in between. So if you look between the 2 panes of glass, it looks like true divided lights, okay? Less expensive. The biggest pain is washing all the little panes. A lot of people, again, it's all about speed, it's all about efficiency, set it and forget it kind of thing.
And you don't like the Gen Well, because I've been in a couple custom
Gel
homes
ones-
in Vienna that have those, and they just look beautiful, but
The
I
gel-
don't know anything about how they're working, because I don't live there.
Again, the gelled ones, cost-benefit analysis comes in. You're gonna pay $1,200 a piece for those. You see what I mean? And again, that's why I always, the first thing that I do is I look at the house. I ask them what they want, what's in the house right now, and then we go, and it all depends on the zip code. How long are you going to be here? Are you going to have time to paint them? If they're wood or if they're there's some maintenance involved, things like that. But for me, Anderson and Pella, it's a great question as far as the brand names. Anderson and Pella are like Nike to me. You take a Nike sneaker, you take that swoosh off of it, and it's worth $12.95. You put the swoosh on it, it's $148.
It's all about the label.
Yeah.
Like on Chanel.
You ask anybody, because they spend tens of millions of dollars, the big guys, on advertising. You ask anybody that's an independent that will I have access to any window in the world. Somebody turns to me and says, I want XYZ window. If it exists, I can get it. You ask somebody like that, how's Anderson and Pella, you're gonna get, they're not bad. They're pretty good windows, but they're way overpriced. You ask an Anderson guy or a Pella guy, oh my gosh, yeah, forget it. It's the end all be all. But for me, if you're gonna spend that kind of money, buy a Marvin or a Peachtree.
That was
Are
the
you
other
familiar
one.
with the brand Wallside?
Yes.
What do you think of it?
I love their sliding glass doors, can't stand their windows.
And you can't stand the windows because,
How much time you got? No, I mean,
No.
it's, here's, in a nutshell, I've installed Simonton, I don't even know how many Simonton windows I've had. Had one seal failure, one window break, and actually somebody threw a cinder block through it. And, you know, the locks and the latches come loose and things like that, but that's it. Screens tear. I have guys, I have such a good reputation, I have manufacturers come to me probably once a month. Hey, we want you to carry XYZ window. Sure, buy me lunch. Show me the window. I still haven't found one that's better than Simonton, that I trust as much as Simonton. Let's just put it that way.
Even the
okay?
Martins?
No, I mean, as far as the vinyl windows, see, Allside makes
Okay.
99% vinyl windows.
So vinyl is Marvin.
Simonton.
No, the
Simonton
wood,
Simonton's vinyl.
yeah, the
Okay.
wood, you've got, I recommend
Okay, Simon.
Marvin and Peachtree for wood.
Okay.
or the fiberglass,
The fiberglass, I like the Marvin fiberglass,
or if it's,
okay?
Both.
And then for vinyl, it's Simonton,
Okay.
right? Okay?
Do you use any of the local window makers? Are there any? They say they build them locally.
The
See, and
WTOP.
again, it's all, oh,
WTOP.
Thompson Creek has its own, manufactured specifically for this climate. Here's newsflash, they're all manufactured specifically for this climate. It's all based on,
Newsflash.
yeah, I mean, if I'm in Florida and I call Simonton and say, I need this window, they have to manufacture them based on the climate in Florida, okay? You know, and here's another thing, the whole double paned versus triple paned debate. Everybody's kind of
Yeah.
Yeah.
had that. Triple panes are in this area are a waste of money. Absolute waste of money. If you were in Phoenix or in Buffalo, where you have these major extremes in temperatures, absolutely. But by the double paned with the low E and argon, which is pretty much standard now, okay, they're more than sufficient there for the mid-Atlantic region.